There is a World War II veteran who is celebrating quite the milestone this month.
Glen Gorell is turning 100 years old. He has faced wartime enemies and life-threatening illness and says laughter is truly the best medicine.
I am 100.
When Glen Gorell was born, folks got around by horse and buggy. Besides good genes, Glen says his key to a long life has been a sense of humor. Glen Gorell is playing with house money, and he knows it.
Clean living? Did you live
Well,
clean?
I stretched that clean living. I'm not a clean liver.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I'm not very good at it.
Glen Gorell was born in this farmhouse. His family lived through the Dust Bowl. Before the war, Glen played minor league softball because he could swing the bat.
You could hit the ball.
Oh, hell yes, I was good at it. A good hitter.
Good-natured Glen was drafted into the Army during World War II. He landed in Normandy just 2 weeks after the Normandy invasion and served under General George S. Patton.
What kind of guy was he?
Well, he's pretty no-nonsense boy. Of course, he wasn't on the line too much.
When the war ended, Gorell returned home. He worked in the oil business for many years. He and his wife, Juanita, raised 3 kids. Glenda Befort is one of his daughters.
And he's been a wonderful, wonderful father. You know, he's just the best.
Of course he is.
Yeah, and he's always been there for us.
Glen was diagnosed with prostate cancer 27 years ago, but he's still here because cancer's not the boss of him. The birthday boy says he's got a few left in him, and I wouldn't bet against him.
You don't know. You play it day by day.
Now, Glen's wife passed away in 1981. While he hasn't had a driver's license in 5 years, Glen told his kids he wanted a new car for his 100th birthday.
That's awesome.
And you know, more men like Glen who are diagnosed with prostate cancer are living longer thanks to aggressive treatments.
Yeah, the mortality rate for this type of cancer has actually decreased. And according to About.com Health, prostate cancer afflicts 1 in 6 men during their lifetimes. Prostate cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death in men. African American men have higher rates of prostate cancer than any other group, and prostate cancer rates have remained steady over the last decade. Over the last decade, prostate cancer deaths have decreased, but that doesn't mean men shouldn't get tested.
3 years ago, it was time for Charles Washington to get his prostate checked, so he did. That's when doctors found something in his prostate, and it turned out to be cancer.
But I didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel nothing about it.
Okay,
no pain, no nothing, yeah.
Oncologist Dr. Stefan Dorkham says that's common. That's why it's so important for men to get checked for prostate cancer.
The diseases are what they call heterogeneous, so they behave differently. There are some that are very aggressive and will spread outside the organ, and there are some that will stay confined in the organ for years.
Prostate cancer develops in the prostate gland. Dr. Dorkham says this type of cancer doesn't always need to be treated.
Unfortunately, this gland develops malignancy in most men as they age, so your chance for prostate cancer goes up as you get older.
But the earlier it's caught, the better, so it won't spread into other organs. If it spreads, that person will need treatment.
Once they spread outside the prostate into another organ, particularly the bones, this cancer is not curable.
In Washington's case, it didn't spread.
I had 44 doses of radiation and had some shots. In other words, they say it's all over.
And now he's cancer-free, and he's passing along the importance of getting checked to his 4 sons.
So how old should you be before you have your first prostate exam? Well, there are typically 2 tests that are commonly used to screen for prostate cancer. One includes the much dreaded rectal exam. The other includes a prostate-specific antigen test, or PSA. PSA screening is generally encouraged for men between the ages of 40 and 75 and in men with an increased risk of prostate cancer, including age, family history, and race. Now, the pros of this screening include early detection. It's easier to treat. It's more likely to be cured if it's diagnosed early. It can be done with a simple blood test. And the number of deaths from prostate cancer has gone down since the tests have become available. Now, when determining your PSA scores, doctors will look at a number of factors, including your age, the size of your prostate gland, how quickly your levels change, and whether you're taking any medications or herbal supplements that can affect those measurements. Another thing to keep in mind, false positives, yes, they are common. Only 1 in 4 men with a positive PSA test turns out to have prostate cancer. But wouldn't you say it's a lot better to be safe than sorry?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Well, for those who do develop cancer, they often turn to chemotherapy to help fight it. Up next, we learn about a lesser-known side effect from the treatment.
And a little later on, hunger is a real problem here on Delmarva. Those who are impacted may just take you by surprise. You're going to find out how you can put an end to hunger and how you can get help for your family if you need it. But first, we want you to come join us for a visit here in historic Studio D. Be a part of the fun in Delmarva Life Studio. Bring your family and your friends, a great time for everybody. All you have to do to book your seat is visit WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page. Give us a call. There's the number, 443-880-9116. Delmarva Life will be right back.